Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna do something a little bit different. So no painting today, no gouache, no watercolor. I'm gonna do more ink, fine liners, drawing, maybe some alcohol-based markers and things like that. So here I took my alcohol-based marker sketchbook. It's a sketchbook made specifically for alcohol-based markers, so that you can use both sides and there is no the marker doesn't seep through from one part to the other. So those are different drawings I've done. This was my Inktober spreads here, and actually since October I haven't done any drawing of the kind, and I would like to do some more and to continue progressing. Those are just some studies I did before doing some watercolors. And let's go to a new page, and I want to do a Dahut today. So what are Dahut? So there is a mythical animal in the French, not mythology, but it is said that in the French Alps live a mythical animal called the Dahut, and to be able to live in the steep sides of the French Alps mountains, they have legs of different sizes. So they have, on the one side they have short legs, and on the other side they have long legs, so that they can stay horizontal on the steep slides of the mountains. And this is the animal I want to try to draw today. So I decided to step right in with my fine liners. So those are the Pigma Micron fine liners. I have a few of them here, and I have some reference images of what it looks like. And I'm gonna start, and I'm not sure exactly how I want to tackle it, if it will only be fine liners or if I will do like the outlines with fine liners and then some colors. Maybe I will do both. I will see. So maybe I'm gonna zoom in where I'm going to draw. Here. Yeah, perfect. So first I'm just gonna kind of reproduce some of the images I see. Basically it's based on a real animal that lives in the steep side of the mountains. So here I'm just reproducing some images I see to first get a first understanding of what it could look like, and then I'm gonna see how I can turn it into my own in a way. So to get a bit the anatomy, to have something that kind of makes sense, and then I will see how I can transform it. I find that the more you do a subject, even if you take first reference images and even if you take the same image, the more you do it, the more you will simplify it in your own way, and so the more it will look like your own thing. Even if the more you will kind of add your own feel to the drawing, even if it's based on a reference image. So that's why I find it useful to do a few times the same image, the same drawing, the same picture, to really understand it and be able to do it by myself and add more and more of me into the drawing. And also to keep it very loose the first ones, not trying to do something very complex or very detailed. First, because I don't draw very complex or detailed even on more final stages, but also because for the first ones I find it very stressful to try to do something very detailed when you're first approaching your subject. For me it's counterproductive to do that. It just stresses me out and then I'm afraid to do it again. So I find that it's really interesting also to move from one media to the other quite often, because it forces you to see your art, to approach art in different ways, because with each medium there is a different flow or different process of drawing, and if you only do the same type of medium, the same media, you will kind of get stuck in one way of approaching art, and you will find it very difficult to try different things. and I really like trying different things, so I try very often to change what I'm using, to always kind of challenge myself to continue growing in different media. I don't know if it makes sense, but you will definitely not draw the same if you plan on doing watercolors on top, or if you just plan on doing kind of a small sketch like this, only with fine liners. So it's quite hard because I've never actually done this type of animals. So I'm gonna try a few different things and see how it goes. I think if you do it from the front, you see way better the size difference between the two legs, because here you can imagine that this leg is bent here, so it doesn't show as well how this animal is working. So I think the front view is the best one, so I will probably go for this. Go for this kind of view, and also I have to decide on the style, because I like this more cartoony style, I think. So maybe I will go for something more like that, in a vibe more like that. But I also like that there were some stones and thing on the other one, so maybe I will add also some things here to show the mountain. And I was thinking to do kind of a family of those, so having one here, maybe another one, a smaller one, but the problem is they have to be, as they're on the side, if you want really to show that they are legs with different size, you need to put them all in a row in a way. But maybe I can have a baby one here. I have no idea how to do a baby of those, so I'm gonna try this here. And for information, I'm just using the 0.45 millimeters here to do these drawings. What I'm doing to try to make the baby one stands out is to have a very large, sorry, I was concentrating, to have a very large head and a very small body, because I think it gives more of a cartoon baby impression to have this. And I think it works quite well actually. And there's some very big ears also, because I don't know, I think it's cute that they have very big ears. So it could be something like that. I think that works quite well. So as you can see, those are just like really rough and quick sketches. And I will just do one last, let me zoom out a little bit, or maybe you want to see them up close. So this one, it's not a realistic one, but it was much less cartoony. So then this one, which was a little more cartoony, and then this one, which is a small baby one, and I did some bigger ears to give them more of a cute look, and some very small horns because it's a baby, and big chibi eyes. And I like this vibe. It's a bit weird, but I like it. And I think I will try to do just on the bottom of the page here, I will just do a last one to work on more on the composition this time. Yeah, something like that could do, I think. So it will be like that, and I can also add some stones here, like so, to add a little bit of interest. I think this is the plan. So let's try to do it here. And what I will try to do is to reproduce this, but in a nicer way, and then put some colors and see how it goes. I think I want the colors to stay very, very pale, so the focus is really on the animals. and do kind of natural colors, but we'll see how it goes. So here is the drawing. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so that you can see the whole thing. And I'm just gonna erase all of my pencil. And this is something I'm gonna scan also and just maybe do a little editing with on my tablet. So it's not a big deal if some of the eyes are a bit weird or things like that, but it's kind of the base. And now I'm going to use a few colors. So I have my markers on the side here. And I want to use some very muted tones, something very soft. So let me grab a few colors to see. I'm going to test them to the side here. So I was thinking this for the color of the animals, with a little bit of warm gray for the white part. Maybe I'm gonna use something even lighter. Yeah, something even lighter for the first layer of their color, and then I will add some darker spots afterwards. I'm going to use really warm colors for the animals. Then for the stones it will be more cool grays and maybe light blues. And for the grass I'm going to use a light green, maybe leaning a little bit towards blue, so that it makes a nice contrast. And in some parts something a little bit on the yellow side. Okay, so I'm going to start with the grass. So it's just a few colors, and to add kind of a illustration vibe to everything. But I'm not gonna color all the blocks or anything. It's just to give an atmosphere. And I'm not even gonna color everything because I want some parts where there is some text here, and I don't want it to be completely covered. So here I'm doing a first layer. Then while it's not completely dry, I'm gonna use this one to add just a little bit of color shift here and there. And maybe I'm gonna darken even more some parts afterwards, but let's see. So here I'm definitely not using any type of blending methods. I'm really using more of a layering technique for my alcohol-based markers. And this is something I enjoy more and more doing now. Now I'm gonna do the first soft layer for their fur. And every time I'm using these alcohol-based markers, I always try to go, like with everything, not only with the alcohol-based markers actually, I'm always trying to follow the direction of the fur or whatever it is that I'm trying to render. Because with most medium you can see how it was applied. It doesn't do any flat surface. I mean, you can do that, but I'm not going for this kind of look. So as the direction I'm putting the color will show through, I need to make sure that it's coherent with what I'm trying to render. Especially when I'm going over like that. It's a very nice color. I'm just going to add a tiny bit to the horns. Then I'm going to do the small one here. Same thing. I'm just going to do a little less on him because I think he will be more bicolor. He will have some white spots more, this one. And for the daddy here, I'm going to do the same, but I will go over with some darker tones for him, I think. maybe not everywhere, but in some places, especially for his beard. And I'm just gonna add this color here and there on the stones. And then I will go over with some other colors, but it will give a nice warm tone to these stones. Okay, so now I'm gonna do some darker shades for mystery here. I'm just gonna add a little bit on the mother, but not everywhere. Just to add a tiny bit of contrast here and there. And for the little one, it will be really in some tiny places. Like so. Now I'm gonna use a warm gray to go also over the stones here. I'm gonna use this for their tiny little feet, and I'm gonna add this to the white part so that it doesn't look so empty, and also add some more contrast where it needs to. Okay, so I'm gonna build from here. I'm just adding some more contrast with darker grays, and continuing to build the depth a little bit more. Then I'm gonna use some cool grays for the stones. It's nice that they have a warm undertone, but I want them to stand out more. So I'm using a cool gray on top to differentiate them more. And I'm gonna use also a blue gray for the grass, for some parts that are more in the shadows. And I'm going to use a slightly lighter blue gray to add just a little bit of sky. I'm not going to do a full sky, but just to show that this is the sky, I'm going to add some blue in the background, like so. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I think it's really cute. I'm going to add the text. And I'm gonna sign here. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I think it's a very cute illustration of this mythical creature with legs of different sizes. I hope it shows. I think it shows really well on these two, maybe a little less on this one. But once you have these two, you have the idea. And it's a cute family. Maybe I will do some touch-ups with my tablet on the eyes and on the proportions a little bit, and I may add also some more colors, but I will post on Instagram if I change a little bit the colors so that you can see the final results. I'm just gonna zoom in so that you can see more of the details. Here is the family. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed seeing me do this illustration, choosing the colors, making the little sketches, and the final illustration. If you like it, don't hesitate to comment down below and to give a thumb up to the video. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!